The soft rhythm of rain falling against leaves permeated the morning air. This was soon accompanied by the gentle melodies of waking songbirds. Together, they created a peaceful symphony, punctuated only by the steady, tranquil breaths of a man lost in sleep. For a fleeting moment, the world was at peace. The alarm that sounded was not an indication of danger, nor a herald of some great happening. For Douglas Brown, the alarm that rang this particular morning was another in a series of alarms that sounded every weekday morning at precisely 7:30 a.m. Douglas hit snooze. Despite his best efforts, Douglas perpetually found himself powerless against the spell of morning drowsiness. It took another 2 snooze cycles to break free. The transition from the comfort of bed to the frantic donning of work attire had become all too familiar in recent years.
I have got to start getting up earlier.
To make up for lost time, Douglas opted for a bowl of cereal as his breakfast. He ate, paying little attention to the nagging awareness of his advancing age and declining metabolism. Unfortunately, the idea of a nutritious meal remained just that, an idea.
I'll work it off at the gym.
Douglas embarked on his commute beneath a somber, gray sky. Unlike most drivers, he was thankful for the cloud cover. The chaotic nature of his morning had resulted in his sunglasses, a crucial tool to those with an eastbound commute, being forgotten on his countertop.
I'll remember them tomorrow morning.
Douglas navigated the familiar route on autopilot. As he drove, he was reminded yet again of a persistent rattling produced by his right front tire. Douglas turned the radio up. Douglas arrived late. He was often late. Luckily, he managed to reach his desk unnoticed. Work was monotonous. Day in and day out, he found himself under-challenged, under-stimulated, and underappreciated.
It pays the bills. Plus, it's only temporary. I'll go back to college, get my degree, then things will be different.
Douglas continued to toil the hours away in his cubicle. The only event worth note was Douglas briefly entertaining and dismissing the thought of joining his coworkers for lunch.
They probably would have invited me if they wanted my company.
Douglas drove home, having departed from his desk a full 15 minutes before his shift officially ended. As he made his return trip home, Douglas felt the weight of exhaustion pressing down on his eyelids. Any prospects of going to the gym had faded just as suddenly as his energy.
I'll just relax at home tonight. I can rest up and hit the gym tomorrow.
Douglas made a quick detour through a fast food drive-thru. He enjoyed the ensuing food one-handed as he continued his journey home. Douglas soon found himself sprawled out on his living room couch. The television droned on, airing reruns of one of Douglas's favorite shows. He paid it little mind, fixing his gaze instead on his cell phone. Games, social media, short-form video content, anything that demanded Douglas's attention received it with ease. He remained transfixed until the late hours of the night. After retiring to bed, he returned to his phone for one final scrolling session. The soft glow of his screen only ceased when exhaustion dragged Douglas to sleep, hours past his intended bedtime. Note: The following is an excerpt from the obituary section of the Evening Chronicle.
With heavy hearts, we announce the passing of Douglas Brown, age 34, who departed this world Thursday following an automobile accident. Douglas was driving to work when he nearly struck a crossing pedestrian. Fatigue, the morning sun, or perhaps an inopportune radio adjustment left Douglas unaware of the disaster until it was too late to brake. He expertly avoided the pedestrian, but the sudden turn carried enough force to break his front wheel from his car. Unable to steer, Douglas and his vehicle careened off the road into the depths of a nearby river. Miraculously, Douglas managed to cut his seatbelt off, break his driver's side window, and swim to safety. Witnesses claim Douglas was unharmed from the accident and vowed to live life to the fullest from that moment forward. This was soon followed by a sudden heart attack, caused by the sudden intense exertion from a mostly sedentary man. Douglas was unmarried and has no next of kin. No surviving family has come forward to claim his remains or possessions. Douglas leaves behind nothing, for no one.